The injury report: Tyron had the neck, didn't come back in. Olu went in for him, did a good job. BE had the concussion, and didn't return. He'll be in the concussion protocol. Overall, after a long layoff there, they were not prepared to play. We didn't execute even close to our standard, and that falls on my shoulders 100%. I didn't do a good enough job of getting these guys ready. I thought the physicality and the effort was fine. That was not the issue. It was execution, and then that was all three phases. So until we get that right, this thing will not turn.
Jeff, obviously it's a tough day on defense. Just
Yep.
talk about some of the struggles that they were kind of doing on those 5 straight series where they scored.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to our base fundamentals, and obviously I did a poor job of getting us ready for this team in that way, tackling, edge setting, getting off of blocks, and then I got to continue to try to find ways to put them in a better position to be successful.
Jeff, you can't tackle guys. I appreciate you're taking the blame here, but why? What's going on with the tackling right now defensively?
Yeah, we got to work it. We got to get better at it. I thought we made a huge emphasis of it this week. Obviously, not enough. So we got to continue to take the extra step. We've got to wrap. We got to get population to the ball. The core foundation of this game from a defensive perspective. We got to get back to that.
You had the second half against Houston where everything looked so right. You guys were so loose this week. Broncos lost earlier in the day, kind of closing the gap with the second spot in the wild card. How does all that happen and then this happen?
I'm going to take a hard look at myself and really look inward and what I could have done better. In the preparation for this game, because something was off. I thought the energy was fine. The energy was not the issue. I didn't think that like I said, I didn't think the strain, the effort, the physicality, that wasn't the issue either. It was just the fundamentals, the base fundamentals, the technique, and that will win you games and that will lose you games if you're not on point with that. So we just we got to be better in that way.
Offensively, when you look at Aaron, it just looked like he wasn't looking down the field. I don't know if it was a protection issue at all. It was just mostly, before you guys got far behind, a lot of dump-offs. What was going on there?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job sustaining drives early. We had 2 long drives and a 10-play drive and an 11-play drive, I think, or 11-play or 12-play, regardless. Sustained drives, and we knew that was going to be a big part of the keys to victory this week, especially knowing what they could do offensively from a run game perspective. We just didn't finish in the red zone. You got to finish 0 for 3 early there, and field goals aren't good enough against a team like that.
With a future Hall of Fame quarterback and receivers of the caliber of Wilson and Devontae, you guys didn't have an explosive play all day. I mean, I think 15 yards was the longest play. I mean, is that a head scratcher to you?
Yeah, they know that, and we know that, and that's every human being on that offense, and myself included, as far as the plan is concerned, how the game is called, and then the execution by the players. So that's a collective failure by all of us.
Yeah, it looked like you were going to have a stop on 3rd and 7, get Cardinals off the field, all back to your offense, and then Sauce missed that tackle. They scored the touchdown. I kind of felt like the route was on after that. I mean, how big of a turning point was that specific play?
Yeah, it's just one of many plays that we got to get better at, and it comes down to, like I said, technique, base fundamentals, tackling, getting off blocks. I mean, the stuff that the foundation of defensive football, and it wasn't even close to good enough today.
On the drive to start the second half, you get to the 3. Did you consider kicking a field goal there just to get a positive out of the drive? And number 2, why 3 straight passes?
I just wanted to stay aggressive. We were in the hole. We weren't doing a good job defensively right there. I wanted a momentum shift, and so we went for it.
The tackling thing, how can that have like a cumulative effect on morale when it's been going back several games now, and then multiple times in the game when you just keep missing these opportunities to bring guys down?
Yeah, it's not good enough. It sustains drives for them, and when you get an opportunity to make the tackle, you've got to do everything that we know and that we preach, and we've got to take the extra step. We have to wrap. We have to commit to getting more than one hat to the ball. We have to understand leverage and how we approach tackles. All of those things not good enough right now.
What's your message to them now that the playoffs mathematically just are pretty much a long shot?
Yeah, we're gonna keep fighting. In all honesty, the playoffs should be the last thing on our mind right now. We just got to play better football. We got to get back to basics. We got to get back to doing the things that we do well, featuring the players in the best way that we can, and then the players got to do the best job of executing the game plan, and we'll take this one game at a time, and we'll see what happens. But the beauty of this locker room, though, is we have some very prideful men in there, which I think is a testament to how they finished that game, especially in that fourth quarter, the back half of the fourth quarter. There was not one quit from anybody, offense, defense, or special teams. The character of that locker room is right. Just got some things we got to fix and clean up.
You mentioned the layoff, the long layoff here. This is 2 times where you guys had a really nice performance on a Thursday night and then followed it up with a loss. Do you think that's contributing?
We'll take a hard look at that. Take a hard look at everything, and obviously that's something that I can control as far as how we prepare on the longer layoff. So get to the bottom of it and see exactly what the problem is.
Coach, did what the Cardinals show you on film during the week kind of manifest itself in the game tonight?
Yeah, I'll say this: they probably passed the ball a little bit more than we had anticipated. You know, like we had a huge emphasis on stopping the run, understanding that was the style of that offense. You know, they've made their money in the run game, and Kyler did an amazing job. Credit to him to hit us, and especially when we didn't execute, and we didn't do a good enough job in coverage at times too. So they did a great job. They had a great plan for us.
Jeff, this is week 10 and things are getting worse in terms of the tackling and fundamental things. How can you improve on that in the middle of the season?
We can still drill it, and we will. You know, that's the one thing that our defense is built on. Because we don't do a ton of stuff, it gives us the opportunity to really hone in on fundamentals. Obviously, we have not done a good enough job of that, especially as of late. So it's something that we got to go back home, and we got to get back to what we do.